This is gonna haunt your dreams. Children, shield your eyes.
Hi everybody, welcome to Literary Lushes with your hosts Megan
And Samantha.
and today we are reviewing the book Krampus by Brom.
Yes.
And while we're reviewing the book, if you happen to see, we also did a cookie decorating video to go along with it, but you will be posting audio on places that video can't be.
Exactly.
And then there'll be video where audio can be.
That's usually how that goes. It's not the 1910s.
So
It's like our Halloween short stories where it's a little bit of both, and you might see my dogs walking to and fro because they're buttholes.
Yes.
And today's drink is Baldur's Sleigh. It is a holiday twist on a gin and tonic, and we are using 0 proof gin. So it is a mocktail for those mamas to be, or those who are just trying to stay sober for one reason or another.
It's also 0 calories.
Well, not with all the added shit in it.
No,
yeah. Gin itself is 0 calories.
This is definitely not 0 calorie, the cookies and icing and all that.
Yeah.
So while we're decorating cookies, we're going to talk about the book,
Hell yeah, Pam.
which is a really, really cool book.
It was a really cool book.
Okay, I guess pick out the cookies before I get into it because I'm like already ready to go into this.
All right, I'm going to start with an ugly sweater.
I'm going to start with a snowman.
Krampus is Brom's take basically on what would happen if Santa Claus and Krampus...
We need scissors.
Okay. What would happen if Santa Claus and Krampus were in a fight?
And Krampus, if you don't know anything about Krampus, he's the Yuletide Lord. A lot of the Christian Christmas traditions are actually pagan.
Yes.
And come from Yule.
And just pagan holidays.
Yes.
Like the Christmas tree is a Yule tree.
Yep, which Krampus gets pretty upset about.
The Yule log is legit just a Yule log. I'll find that at some point in time.
Or one of your doggies will. I don't know if you need that. Sorry.
Traditionally, people would leave treats in shoes for Krampus, and that's where stockings come from.
Yep.
So lots of Yuletide shit.
Yes.
But the book Krampus is about Krampus. He was locked in a cave for 500 years by Balder. I can't open this. Am I stupid?
You gotta pull real hard.
My hands are like greasy from the cookies. I tried the red.
What do you want me to do it?
And what was cool about this book is Brom mixed in a lot of Nordic.
Yes, I was very excited about that.
Yeah. So in the book, Santa Claus is actually Balder, who is a Nordic god that everybody loved, and he
was the second Odin's son, right?
I believe so. And he was everybody's favorite. His mother actually went around every living thing on Earth and said, "Hey, Balder's the golden child. Don't kill him." And she did every living thing on Earth except for mistletoe.
Yep.
And so mistletoe is Balder's only weakness.
I'm making a mess.
Me too. And Loki, being the trickster that he is, basically facilitates Balder getting killed by a mistletoe arrow. So in the book...
And he doesn't kill him. He convinces someone else to do it.
Balder's blind brother.
Which, you know.
Yeah. So in the book, Balder comes back and reinvents himself as Santa. And
as his after he dies and comes back to life.
Yeah.
And
Krampus is descended from Loki's blood. And so you also have Odin's ravens, Hugin and Munin, I'm probably butchering their names, as well as Odin's wolves, Gary and Freki. And I feel like I'm going to use a lot of icing.
I was like, I'm making it look like Dookie.
And Krampus has Belschnickels, which are kind of like his slaves.
Yeah. He has them under contract, basically, that they have to help him if he's ever in danger. They
basically stay by his side. And one of the ways Balder/Santa gets his powers is from Loki's sack, which is a magical sack that can open up
a bag.
portal.
Let's just call it a bag.
You don't want to talk about a sack?
a magical sack that gives you whatever you want when you stick your hand in it.
Yeah.
No.
And so the main character of the book is this guy named Jesse. It takes place in a small town in West Virginia. And Jesse's kind of down and out. He's separated from his wife. He's missing his daughter. His wife is shacking up with the town cop who is a ne'er-do-well. And he finds himself on an adventure with Krampus. And Krampus is Belschnickles to not only try to take down Santa/Balder, but also to take down the guy who's making his life miserable.
And which is Dillard.
Which is Dillard, the sheriff.
And then there's also General, who's a complete asshat.
Who's a complete butthole.
Well,
I really liked the Nordic vibes to it. I thought it was a really clever way to introduce some otherworldly things.
I was just very happy that I've been watching Marvel and that, I've been watching Marvel and Thor. So I knew like about Ragnarok and I knew about a few things. I was like, oh yay. I don't feel like a complete dum-dum because I know what they're talking about.
I also like that, so in the printed version of the book, Brom actually has a lot of artwork in there, which is super cool.
Which he does, by the way.
He does it by himself. He's a really talented artist.
I actually heard that was his first strength was is drawing, and then he became a writer.
Yeah.
I think I read that somewhere. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. At least I didn't get my information from Wiki.
So what did you think about Isabel, the Belschnickel?
I liked her. I think she had a very sad and interesting story. At first I was like, okay, Chica, like what was so terrible? And then she tells the story, which is, her family's like from the wrong side of the tracks. She falls in love with a guy that she's known since she was 7. And, they were like, we're going to get married. They did a secret engagement.
She was super young when all this went down.
He went off to war.
She finds out she's pregnant.
He dies like a month later stepping on a
landmine.
Yeah. Oh, my snowman's leaking. Or melting, however you want to put it. I guess I could put this so where we both can reach it. As I'm hogging everything.
Like somebody pooped on my sweater.
Well, it is an ugly sweater, so I think you're doing okay.
Mission accomplished.
Oh, I didn't give my dude a scarf. I'll give him a green scarf. How about that?
It's not too late.
But so then she ends up having the kid, and then, her mom finds out she's pregnant.
And her mom is mentally unwell, and that's part of the reason why Isabel is blacklisted, because her family has that reputation of being, the troubled family. And it was just some horrible shit. So then her mom's like, you're not keeping the baby. And she's like, well, in the Bible it says to keep the baby. You can't do an abortion and blah, blah, blah. And then so she's like, for some reason I was able to have this baby. And she's like, I really think Daniel was a part of this. In her bathroom. It was like crazy crap. And she falls asleep. And the next morning she wakes up and she sees her mom saying like scripture over the baby. And she's like, oh, I guess she saw the baby and, got on board. And then the mom's freaking putting a pillow. And I was like, as soon as she said that, I'm like, oh no, she's killing the baby. Yes,
she killed the baby.
Was trying to smother the baby.
Smothered the baby with a pillow, and she was able to beat her mom with a crucifix, which I thought was very ironic.
Very ironic.
Took the baby and then went to Daniel's home, which is the baby's daddy.
His parents.
And I love that his parents were excited to have the baby.
Because it's a reminder of their son.
And then she was like, okay, I'm going to like step out. And she like
grab something from the car.
When she didn't even have a car. And then so she goes to like some mountaintop and decides to try to kill herself, but unsuccessfully at that point, because she just basically broke her body. Like it would have been a slow, painful death.
Yeah.
Krampus finds her, bites her, turns her.
Mm-hmm. So she's bound. And when you get turned, obviously you stop aging. So she was, like 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Then we had Vernon. Do you want to eat a snowman?
A snowman.
We don't really know what happened to Vernon.
No.
But Vernon, from what I could tell, was from maybe like what do you think, like the 1700s?
That was a way back one, because he was the one who would go into town and get all the papers and all that good. Oh my God, that was strong. Whew. Definitely tastes like gin.
And then you had Makwa, Whippy, and Nippy, who were Native Americans, and they were Krampus's first Belschnickels, and they've been with him since day one for like 500 years, and support him through thick and thin. How's my ugly Christmas sweater looking?
It actually looks really good. Not like, I didn't mean it to sound like,
like I'm actually surprised. Oh no.
Yeah, mine leaked a little bit. That's why I said he was melting. So apparently we got to stay far away from the edges.
And you don't really get too much into the Native American Belschnickel's backstory either. You really only get Isabel, but Isabel's also the only one who really...
And Jesse.
Well, Jesse's the main character.
I was going to say, even though the book was called Krampus, I felt like it was more like about Jesse. I'm like, I actually want to know more about Krampus. I
loved when Krampus would get excited about the kids being, into Yule.
Yes. And then they were like,
and his saying, like, it's good to be terrible. Oh, and they talk about Odin's mead, which is another Nordic reference, because I believe, and we do have our resident Nordic
person in-house
specialist who's currently playing
Star Wars game.
Star Wars, The Old Republic. But the Odin's mead, I believe, is actually from Nordic mythology, where there is, like, Odin does have, like, this magical mead that I think he trades his eye for or something.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to try to fix this. It's probably not going to.
I thought you were going to do a mead kind of drink, because when I read that, I was like, oh.
I thought about it, but then I didn't know how to make it a mocktail.
Well, that was so nice of you. I really was like, I'm going to have to make hot chocolate.
I fucked up.
Why'd you fuck up?
I don't know. Welcome. Their collar's all fucked. It's fine. Anyway. Oh, that is sweet icing. Holy camoli. Sugar blast.
So the ones that are just covered in...
Oh my god. Okay.
So probably the last one I'm doing like that. Oh. Well.
That worked out really well. Anyway.
I just put a whole bunch of, I have a lot of frosting and I just dumped a bunch of sprinkles on top of it. So it is just going to be straight up sugar.
What do you think about Dillard and his wife?
The one that he, spoiler alerts, kills.
Right? How fucked up is that?
There's a lot about him I didn't like. I didn't like him from the beginning. He was just crazy. He just, first off, I don't like crooked cops, so that didn't help his case at all with me liking him. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he was a complete ass. And then, I kind of get though where he was coming from, because really Jesse wasn't a great provider.
And I did feel for him a couple times when he would have that internal monologue about how much he loved Linda and everything.
But he killed her!
But then he killed his fucking wife and kept a Polaroid of her dead body as a souvenir.
Yeah, so I think a lot of his problems came because he couldn't control his temper.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right with that. I did enjoy how the general, who's supposed to be this badass mofo, he ends up getting turned into a Belschnickel and basically just becomes this scaredy cat.
I know, but I really wanted him just to die.
He did eventually. He got beheaded.
I know, but I wanted him to just... I don't know. I didn't I thought, between the general and Dillard, I thought the general was much worse.
Oh yeah,
so much worse.
Yeah. He believes in torture.
Just the drilling, taking a drill through someone's hand.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Even his henchmen were like, holy shit. Okay, that's an ugly Christmas light, but that's what we got.
Santa Claus, they're like, oh, don't we have to go to the North Pole to kill him? And Krampus is like, he doesn't like cold weather. He's in Spain.
Yeah, I liked his body. There's a picture of him in the book of him just jacked man. Yeah. And they're like, he's not like the Coca-Cola Santa, and which is very interesting because I don't know if any of you know this. This is a fun fact. Until Coca-Cola did the commercial with Santa, Santa has always been thin.
Yep, and not wearing a red suit.
And not wearing a red suit. It was Coca-Cola that made him plump and cheery looking. And red. That was all Coca-Cola. And it was such a huge hit that that's now the Santa we know today because of Coca-Cola.
Thanks, Coca-Cola. We're going to see if this works.
Although I will say one thing I agreed with him. He's like, if you don't change with the times, you're going to fade like all the other gods. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a very good point to be made.
I also liked the involvement of his wives.
Oh, yeah, he had quite a few.
He did. And they were Perchta is one of my favorite folklore characters. She's essentially almost like a female type Krampus, where she would reward good children or punish bad children. And she was Baldur's main bitch, so I like that. What's cool about the book is Brom does an afterword too, where he talks about all the inspiration and he goes through all the characters. And if they're from a specific mythology, he gives a little bit of a background on it. So that was kind of cool and helpful. And he does go into Baldur's backstory in the book itself. The part where Jesse's trying to go find Linda and save her, and he ends up at the general's warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
That like gives me heart palpitations with the torture that he had to go through. So and even Chet, who was like kind of a butthole, was still like, are you really going to drill through this guy's hand right now?
Tell you what, I think Chet could have ran things better than most of them.
The general?
Yeah. He seemed to have like his finger on the pulse of things, but he also wasn't as crazy as the general.
I did like his bantering with Jesse. It's like they were kind of friends, but not really.
Yeah. He's like, man, I knew you were stupid, but I don't think you're that stupid.
And then, oh gosh, with Linda and Dillard takes her keys and tries to say Jesse's basically super dangerous and Linda can't leave. And then he plans to kill her, but he wants to make it super gruesome, so he plans to knock her over the head with a hammer.
Which was so horrible and horrific.
And he just so cold-blooded about it, too, where he's like, I have to take all my clothes off. So that, there's no blood evidence.
He was very methodical in his killing. I mean, granted, he made a lot of good points.
I mean, yeah, if you're going to do a crime and you want to frame somebody else, because he was trying to frame Jesse.
Yeah, not that I recommend killing.
Murder, but yeah. But it's just, oh my gosh, it made me cringe. And then with her and Dillard, and he's like, oh, just help me help Jesse. And so she's doing it thinking that she's going to
help him. And he ends up like fucking just being, ugh.
Yeah.
Anyways. I like how we're just like, yeah.
And then she locks herself in the panic room, turned like.
Oh, she was smart. She was a smart cookie.
She was a smart cookie.
Well, that's why Jesse was like, I can't believe you're with someone like Dillard, because you are definitely not that kind of.
You ain't that kind of girl, Linda.
And then the one guy was like, I can't believe he lets his woman handle like that. And then he was like, oh crap, now I have to, be man and make my woman hear me.
Hear me roar. I'm a man. God forbid. I know there was a lot of like defined gender roles that the characters believed in, which was interesting and also kind of infuriating. But
I think my gingerbread man looks kind of scary.
Why is he shooting literal daggers out of his eyes?
Because that's the way the black does it.
Okay.
I have to pull that up close to the camera so they can see.
More disasters as usual. Hope everybody's having a solid holiday season, though.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about casting? Because I have a few ideas.
Okay, I have no ideas for casting, so none.
Okay. So.
Which was kind of lame on my part, I know, but.
Slacker.
The drawings kind of made it.
The drawings were super cool.
Which made it super difficult to be like, who looks like this?
Yeah, but that's so.
I know.
All right, so who do you want to start with?
Krampus.
Krampus.
Okay, the bottom of this drink really clumps.
Yeah, well. Carry gingerbread shit, Publix, and we won't be in this predicament. This looks like something out of Rocko's Modern Life. Oh. It needs a star.
That's the second cookie that has crumbled on me.
Cookie.
That's why the cookie crumbled.
Star. Oh, and I need to put a tiny bit of black on.
All right, you were going to say you were casting Krampus?
Oh. So I was thinking, why is this like good like tar?
That's the one that shoots daggers, and you were yelling at me.
It looks like a lump of coal. Oh, there goes a gingerbread droplet.
It's because it's the red. The red really needs to be used.
So, for Krampus, I was thinking Jim Carrey because of his role in The Grinch.
Ooh, okay.
Because he can be like dark, but also kind of funny.
Yeah, and then very like manic, and then very sad, and
yeah. And Krampus's whole thing is like it's good to be terrible, and he can be a mother effer at times, but then at other times
saw him in The Mask.
Yeah, basically. Did you have anybody in mind? I know you said you didn't have anybody, but did it maybe like perk your interest?
Jim Carrey's good. We'll go with Jim Carrey. I know, I'm like rocking it today.
But plus, because it's like it would be like a suit / CGI anyway.
Yeah.
You know. Okay.
The only other maybe person would be Tom Hiddleston.
He could be good. Is that because he played Loki?
Maybe. But I could see him just being like, creepy, crazy. Like, I don't think I want him asking me if I've been naughty or nice in a creepy, the way Krampus does it in the book. Now, if he was like, have you been naughty or nice? I'd be like, what's going to get me spanked?
Oh boy, watch out, Tom Hiddleston. Oh God.
Whatever. He's not that kind of person. Have you seen him in interviews? He is so like
I know.
The gentleman of gentlemen. Anyways.
Really not going well.
It's not that bad.
Now, we'll see. Okay.
So, all right, next one.
So Jim Carrey or Tom Hiddleston for Krampus?
What about Jesse?
Jesse, you're going to be super stoked. Jensen Ackles.
Okay.
You don't agree?
I don't know if I want to see him with long hair.
He doesn't have to have long hair.
He did in the book.
So?
You know who I think would be good? Christian Kane.
What's that?
He played in Angel. He played in Librarians. He's actually a singer too, so that's why I thought of him. Because I like his songs, and he would actually fit pretty well.
Country?
He sings country rock, yeah.
That's why I don't know who he is also. See, I feel like he would be a good bub in Lana Harvey.
No.
With the hair and stuff. He does not look like
he's in Leverage, Librarians, Almost Paradise. I don't remember him in Secondhand Lines. I'll have to go back and watch it. He must have been a kid. I'm going to play you a song, but I'll probably mute it for here because I really don't want to...
Copyright.
I'm going with Christian Kane.
Christian Kane?
Christian Kane.
I'm going with Jensen Ackles for Jesse.
I love Jensen Ackles, but I'm going to have to sit him out on this one.
All right. What about Isabel?
Well, she'd have to be young. Maybe the kick-ass chick.
She's like our age.
Yeah, but she looks fucking young. I don't know. I don't know any of the young actresses.
I was going to say Zendaya.
Which one's that one?
She's in Spider-Man. She plays Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa. Ooh.
For Balder.
Mike chimes in.
Nope, I'm going to go with Kurt Russell.
Gee, I wonder why. What could have possibly given you that inspiration?
I don't know, but Kurt, you better start working out, man.
You gotta only pack on like 30 pounds of muscle, you stocky beast, you.
Oh, God, that man. The only sexy Santa Claus there ever was.
Except for Balder, apparently. Sorry.
You know, wait, you know who I would do? The guy that plays in Smallville. Which is not a great example because he's a tiny teenager in that. Tom.
Oh, but he's not stocky.
Wanna bet? Wanna bet? Hold on. Hold on. I saw him in Lucifer. He is all grown. He is grown. And
Yeah,
let me
but
tell you.
stocky. I feel like you and I.
No.
are different.
Hold on.
All right.
Maybe I can find shirtless. Oh, there.
That's not stocky.
To me, he's not tall.
Stocky to me is like almost stout but muscular.
Hold on. He's kind of tall, but he's like not.
No, he's too lean. Too lean,
No.
I think.
No. I'm gonna type in Lucifer. Nope, that's so.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it.
Like, I don't know. He looks stocky there to me.
I mean, a little bit more in those photos, but like
There.
I don't know,
Like that.
like little chubs.
Yeah, and she's not tall.
All right, fine.
That's who I'm going with. That's my
Alright.
person. Leave me alone.
So what's your person for baller?
Tom Welling.
Tom Molly. Okay.
That's my person, and that's who I'm sticking to. You know, I gotta start on these videos, like putting like their pictures,
Their
so
pictures. Oh, you
so
should.
people who don't know who we're talking about can be like, oh,
Did you have anybody in mind for Vernon?
I don't know, I'm in love with this right now. Hold on, what am I doing?
Vernon.
Which one was Vernon?
He was one of the.
I know, but like
Welsh
which one was he?
Not one of the only.
Russell should be the general.
For the
No.
general? That's funny.
Oh.
I was actually thinking for the general, the guy who plays Moff Gideon, Giancarlo Esposito.
Ooh. I'm trying to think of someone who's like freaking crazy that you're like, yeah, I don't want to go near him.
Nick Nolte.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
He'd be good Krampus, actually.
He would be a good Krampus. Ooh, you're right.
He
Mark
is
Hamill
fucking
would be
cray
a
cray.
good Krampus. Vernon was like the early American Victorian.
I have no one picked for
era.
that.
No. I didn't really have anybody either.
I'm a horrible person.
Oh.
Like I said, I'm making this up now. These people.
Did you have any for the other Belschnickels? Mawa would be Nippy.
I'm again horrible person.
What about? Okay, so
I
let's
feel like
do the
I've done so
general.
many. What have I only done? Like 3 of these cookies?
What about the general?
The general. And not to be confused with the guy who sells you cheap car insurance.
So Mike said that the general should be who, Michael?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. I'm saying Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian.
I'm still deciding.
She's still deciding.
Come back. I gotta think of a crazy person. Oh, you know who would be good? The guy who plays in Terra Nova. He's also in the Blue People Avatar. You have sugar on your forehead. The
Blue People Avatar?
the Blue People Avatar, not the Last Airbender, but he was the other general too.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like buzz cut dude.
Yeah. Him.
I don't know who that is.
Hold on. Because he's crazy enough, I think that could do it. Stefan, or is that Steven? Stefan Lang? Stephen Lang? Stefan Lang? Is that how you say that?
Steven.
Okay, Stephen Lang. He was in...
He would be good.
You know who he is. Like, everybody knows who the fuck he is. Oh, he was in called The Monkey's Paw. We should see that
read
movie.
that.
Yeah, I'm like, we should see that movie. He was in The Great Adventure of Panda? Or The Amazing Panda Adventure? I haven't seen that since I was a kid. Anyways, that's who I'm casting as the general. That guy. See his picture here.
Linda, I would do the chick who was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Gamora.
Oh my gosh, what is her name? Oh my gosh.
She was also in Avatar.
Oh my gosh. Zoe Saldana.
Something like that, yeah.
Zoe Saldana.
That's home casting.
I like Mike's recommendation of Jamie King from who was the wife in My Name Is Earl.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
No, it's pretty sad. Let's see. Is there anybody else?
The daughter. There was the one little with the tweaks.
Oh, the little girl.
Lacey.
I don't know. She's so little. It'd probably just be like a rando.
We're gonna see that we have no.
And then what about?
Abby. I think would be the little girl from Instant Family. The little girl in that.
I did not see that. What?
Oh, but you're not that kind of. You don't like the warm-hearted movies.
No, I'm dead inside.
Ray cried. I hope I'm talking loud enough for you, or
I guess we'll find out. Could just start talking louder in case.
I guess I could mention what happened. So we've been recording all day.
Mm-hmm.
Between the gift openings and the making cookies.
Man, your snowman looks so much better than mine. Mine looks like...
My snowman is the only cookie that looks happy.
Mine looks like a light bulb.
My light bulb looks like poop. Green poop. So, there you go. There you have it.
So yeah, we've been recording all day. Megan's camera battery died, so we had to switch halfway through the podcast episode to record on my phone. So we apologize in advance if the audio is a little poopy pants.
And sorry for the weird shift change.
Yeah.
Although we'll find out, her phone camera probably will do better. And then we'll
Stay tuned.
So we'll be like, fuck this shit.
Oh my god, what is happening?
Anything else you want to say about the book? I thoroughly enjoyed the book. I liked all the lore part in it. I enjoyed just because I know what Christmas is and what it's become and, you know, what it originally was. I enjoyed Krampus getting pissed at people.
Oh my gosh, when he flipped out
the
about
church scene was
Yule.
the best one.
And he's like, "Be gone, Satan!"
He's like, I ain't Satan! He got so mad, everybody kept calling him Satan. I was like, I can see how that could be annoying.
Yeah, I love Brom's books. He has a couple other books that we're going to incorporate into our book list. And definitely check out the print version because the drawings are awesome, but the audio version was also great.
I did both. When I would edit photos, I would listen to the audio, and then when I wasn't editing photos, I was reading a book. And then I was kind of bummed that they were chapters, because I listened to the first 5 chapters, and then started reading the book. I'm like, there were drawings?
Yeah.
And then so now I need to go back and like flip through all the ones that I missed.
So everybody, we hope you have a wonderful, happy holiday season.
Yes.
And we'll see you in the new year.
Well, tomorrow is us opening gifts.
Oh,
gift
yeah.
exchange video is tomorrow.
But our next book is going to be Stardust by Neil Gaiman.
Oh, yay! Did I know this?
We do now. Stardust by Neil Gaiman. And the episode date is, here, look up on your phone, because my phone is currently being used to record.
How do I know this? Oh, because it'd be 2 weeks after.
Mm-hmm.
I swear, you sure there's no...
It says 0 proof on there.
Okay.
Yeah, 0 proof.
The 7th.
January 7th. Woo! We'll see you in 2021. It's 2020 sucked.
Yep.
Actually, it was
not bad. I mean,
we had a pretty good year.
Globally,
terrible.
Personally, not bad. I mean, I moved into my house.
Same. I got engaged.
I got pregnant. We know the sex of the baby. It's a boy. So 2021, we introduced Alexander Flynn to the world.
Super
Very
cute.
excited. Yeah. We had another wonderful year of podcasting.
Yeah.
Met a lot of wonderful authors.
We did.
Got to continue working with some other wonderful authors.
Had a lot of bloopers.
A lot of bloopers.
Minor injuries along the way.
A lot of great videos.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what I'll do for New Year's. Just on New Year's Day, maybe I'll post a little video montage of all the different shit we did this year.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And then coming up in the new year, look forward to a lot of Patreon exclusive videos, including our past interviews on video with authors and extended interviews with those that weren't videos.
Yes. Those are all up already, the non-video ones.
Just kidding them. Just the video ones will be up. A couple blooper reels will be up of 1 year and different year, whatever. Yeah. So join us on Patreon if you want to get all that exclusive stuff. Like I said, that's going to be coming up in early 2021.
Please help us so we could take cookie decorating classes.
And get better mics and a second battery for the camera.
But yeah, as we like to say, stay lively with your libations.
Oh, that was real.
It was like crunchy. Let's try that again.
Oh, jeez.
Only one of us usually slows down, so let's try that. It was sticky.
Good turn.
All right. As we like to say, stay lively with your libations. What the fuck? Okay.
Ready? Want to do it again?
No.
I'll make sure my lips part
Oh,
touches
yes.
your.
There you go.
And with that, we say,
Stay lively with your libations.
and I figured out why we're giddy.
Sugar.
It's the sugar.
Yep, I haven't had this much sugar.
It's a lot of
in a
sugar.
really long time.